Okay.
So that
keep going off, Queen, because I did not. This came out of nowhere.
Yeah, sorry.
And this is way
New
more
conspiracy drops.
This is way more interesting than anything I had planned for this episode.
In the year 2000.
I just wanted to.
Big, we're getting use out of this amp.
Oh, it's so fun.
Only $9,000 on Facebook Marketplace.
Just scream into your living room.
You know, I
Shout
have
out to Conan. Give him his show back.
Yeah, he's doing this podcast now. Give him a show.
Get
I don't think he wants to do it. I think he did it.
Seth Meyers off the.
No shit. Is that his successor? No, his successor is whoever follows
I don't remember.
Jimmy Fallon. It's
Yeah,
probably
true.
the Irish guy.
Oh yeah, Craig Ferguson.
I don't know. No, it doesn't matter. You know who I'm low-key jealous of?
Who?
People who can do animal noises
Oh
and
yeah.
whistle and stuff.
Yeah.
It's the Sunday buffet.
It's a Sunday buffet.
We got so many tricks and treats for you. This is our everything day. Nick, I feel rude. Because yesterday on the stand-up episode, I went into great detail on my Thanksgiving and how stuffed I was and how I have all these larvae, all this stuff. We didn't really get into yours. That was a few days ago at this point, but I felt like I just ran roughshod over your stories and your experience. I did not hold space for you. So, how was it?
It was okay. Usually, usually it's tradition. We like go to my great aunt Cheryl's, and she cooks dinner for everybody. There's like 25 people there, and this year, like, a lot of people had kids, a lot of families, young families.
More people?
More people.
Oh, nice.
You know, like everybody's trying to get together to be with the kids. So there's like probably 38 people there.
It's a lot for Aunt Cheryl. You guys bring anything?
No, she insists on doing it all, even after the car accident.
Oh.
She refuses the wheelchair, but just scoots around in like an office chair that you can like so she can get up over the counter and stuff. I don't know.
How old is she?
She's 97.
Oh my God.
Still driving horribly, but
Yeah.
they haven't taken her license, so
She drives in the office chair.
she insisted on cooking for 38 people, and we ran out of food.
You ran out of food, like after everyone had like seconds and thirds and
Well, nobody
took some home.
Most people didn't even get a plate.
Oh God.
Okay, let me ask you a question. I don't want to be rude to Aunt Cheryl, but she does have one eye. She can't really see that well anymore. How many?
Why do you guys help her?
She is a very independent woman. She insists. It's tradition. She doesn't want to break tradition. How many pies would you bake for 38 people so everyone could have a slice?
I'd say like 6 pies.
She had one, and she ate 2 of the slices from Tippin's the day before.
Oh.
We shared 6 slices of pie.
This sounds awful.
Yeah, we didn't have green bean casserole. We just had green beans.
Oh, Cheryl, step up, dude.
And someone had to like open the can of beans with a screwdriver and a hammer.
Cheryl, I know you're 97. Step it up.
And we took sips of the juice, the bean liquid. It was okay. It was better than last year.
I don't even want to know about last year.
I heard your great story about all the larvae.
All right. Well, how was last year? How was last year? Did you all?
I can't.
Did you poke out Aunt Cheryl's eye and one of you T-boned her on the way out of the driveway?
Hey, we got a little crazy. That's all.
Poor Aunt Cheryl.
She's a tough old bird. I'll tell you that. We had her famous mayonnaise casserole.
Oh, what's in that?
It's mayonnaise.
Oh, well, that's not a casserole.
Baked in a casserole dish at
She didn't
450
pour
degrees.
peas in there or anything?
We ate all the beans, so it was just mayonnaise.
Just hot mayonnaise.
Yeah,
What does mayonnaise do when you bake it?
it congeals and separates into multiple types of.
Well, Nick, I gotta be honest.
There's always hope for next year
Yeah, that she'll die.
that she will perish in another car accident.
I feel like your family doesn't appreciate Aunt Cheryl.
Well, let's just say
You could have brought some macaroni, Nick. If you all bring one thing, there's 38 of you. You have a 97-year-old pirate?
Have you ever been hit by a 97-year-old woman?
No. She's the matriarch, I get it.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. It's just humiliating.
Do you have to pretend like it hurts?
Yeah.
You have to go, oh, you still got it, Aunt Cheryl.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So anyway, I don't know. Yeah, can I come to your house next year?
Yeah, as long as you don't
I
T-bone my mom.
participate in the brooding.
Yes, you're
Okay.
welcome. We're gonna eat him. Actually, we're gonna control your brain. We're gonna crawl into your brain. Nick, thank you. I regret asking.
Oh, thank you for asking. Make me feel.
I was so close to being nice.
I'm thankful for being included.
I'm gonna play a little game with you.
Okay.
I want you to give me any word. We're gonna play the etymology game. Any word you're curious about, I'll tell you where it comes from. It's not really a game. I'm gonna read a dictionary to you.
Okay.
I'll do a couple words.
Oh, philanthropy.
Philanthropy. I really thought you were gonna go with balls, but okay. A love of humankind. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Philo, love. Anthropy. You know, like anthropology.
Okay.
Another word?
Testicles.
All right, that's more like it. That's the content our users. It's the content our people need. Testicle. Let's see here. It comes from the Old English. Old English had bellocus, see bollocks. Probably originally meant leather bag. The commonmost slang for them, other than that, were balls, stones, nuts, and eggs.
Huevos. Also, it's a Latin slang.
Bollocks comes from ball. Okay, what's your third word?
Hot buttered anus.
We're gonna go with anus.
Hot pink buttered anus.
Anus, inferior opening. 1650s, Old French anus from Latin anus, ring, anus, so called for its shape. Oh, like Uranus.
That's odd.
Ring, it comes from ring.
So the fucking Uranus joke is just a literal.
Wait a minute, I have to Google.
It's
I
not
have to
even
look
a
up
joke.
Uranus now. I have to look up where Uranus came from.
Well, that was a Greek god, wasn't
Maybe
it?
I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. Yeah, but I want to know if it has the word. Oh, this is a lot. I can't. Anyway, okay. Well, good 3 picks. That was our game. That was our etymology game.
I hope you find Uranus
Thank you.
on the internet.
Yeah, I just Googled Uranus. All I do on the show anymore is Google porn. As you know, December 3rd is coming up rapidly.
We mentioned this as predicted by the WebBot.
As predicted by the WebBot, a soothsaying artificial intelligence. December 3rd is Alien Invasion Day.
It's next Tuesday.
December 3rd of this year.
Yep.
It's coming up Tuesday, which means
The event that
that's
triggered
the day of our next show. This could be our last show.
this. Oh fuck.
This could be our last show if the aliens we're not gonna have time to record and upload shit while the aliens are invading.
I was gonna say we need to record several hundred episodes so we can live on in infamy after the class.
Oh man, I don't got that time. Okay, we'll do it tomorrow.
Okay.
Monday we'll record several hundred episodes. The most we can record is 48.
We can do some meta commentary.
Yeah. We should record one where we're like, whoa, we're looking out the window like the aliens, and then have that set to premiere on Tuesday. But anyway, the world's gonna end. So we thought while we're on camera, we would go ahead and deliver our last wills and testament. I haven't even started on mine. I've been slacking.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna figure it out.
I'll do mine and then, yeah, you can work on yours. Okay, so I, Nicholas Blake Dominy of Kansas City, Missouri, being of sound mind and disposing memory, hereby declare this to be my last will and testament. To my family, I leave my journals, manifestos, and copy of the Anarchist Cookbook. To Dennis, I leave my records and unused Trojan mini magnums.
Nice.
There's a lot.
Shout out Shane Lindsay for inventing the mini magnum.
Shout out to SOS. To my ex, Savannah, I leave all of my cum socks. I miss you so much, babe. To the Missouri River, I leave my rusty car battery collection.
That's a good one.
And to my job, I leave Bofa.
What's Bofa?
Bofa these nuts!
Oh, we got burnt. Dude, you put a burn in your will.
Dude, I would love to actually put a practical joke in my will.
That would be hilarious. I used to
If you want my inheritance and then make them do a fucking treasure hunt and then it's just like, they open it up and it says D's nuts. And then they also get like all my money too, but they have to do that and think that's what it's gonna be. And then like my lawyer's like, actually, here you go.
What you got to do is you got to get gold. You got to have all your estate liquidated into gold ducats. Is that what they're called?
Ingots?
No, I'm talking about the coins.
Oh, ingots are like bars.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what ducats are.
Ducats. Anyway, you have that happen, and then you're cremated and you're put in the chest with the coins.
Just loose?
Just no. You're in a box, but it's covered in coins, and then you have someone hide the coins.
Okay.
You leave a riddle about where you're buried.
It takes several years to solve.
But what you do is no, it's better. You have a decoy urn that's full of just like a rock or something.
Or like 3 years worth of my fingernail clippings.
Pebbles, yes.
Okay.
And then in that is the treasure map.
Okay.
So and then you give strict instructions that they are not to scatter you or disturb your urn unless it's time to like destroy it or something and move on. And so what you do is you set up this epic situation where somebody one day will be like, I'm sick of, and they're gonna break your urn or scatter you, and that's when they might like, maybe your kid's like 30 when you die.
And then they
Then
don't.
when
They
they're
wait
like
50
70
years.
years old, and they're like, it's time to scatter, Dad. And then they find the treasure map, and then you give them one last adventure.
That's good. I like that.
What I wanted to do for my whole life, I've said this. I have wanted to, and I'll do my will. He'll get my will.
Is this a legally binding will?
Yeah, it is now.
I think
It's on
it technically
tape.
is.
Well, it's not notarized.
True. And I can make one after that says
I think as of now, unless you have a better will, this is your will.
Yeah.
So if I kill you tonight, I get your records. Yeah,
That's the
weird.
only I guess my family would get my journals, but yeah.
What I want to do is I want them to. I don't really want this, but I've said for years I used to really want this. I wanted to be cremated And then what happens is before I die, I set up a society of my fans.
Sorry, go
And
on.
it's like the Dennis Cheney Forever Legacy Society.
The Benevolent Order of Dennis Cheney.
Yes.
Okay.
And they get my ashes. And then what they have to do, and they can use no more than like a gram. They have to use all my ashes in a series of practical jokes.
Like make soap and sell it at the farmer's market?
Like somebody sneaks it into the punch at a UN meeting or something. And then there's like a news story that I was snuck into the punch at a UN meeting, and it was brought to you by the Benevolent Society of Dennis Cheney Remembrance. And then that would be an ongoing forever. And then once they do one big thing with me, it's like it becomes important that you got to do more big things with me.
Yeah.
And so then people will want to join my society of my ashes. And then to get in, you have to give them good ideas or show you're funny or something. And it will become like this group of insane people.
Fraternity of insane comics.
Yeah. It'll be a fraternity of insane comics. And then through that, and then eventually, I think it'd take them like 100 years to use up my shit. Maybe more, hopefully more.
You're going to have to get really fat before you die to ensure
my
your legacy.
But you know, they can only use me once a year, stuff like that. So let's just say it takes like 100 years to use me up. But then we've formed this society that's super select.
Okay.
Of a certain type of people. And then see what we're going for here? It just will exist even after I'm gone.
In perpetuity.
Yes. It'll just be...
Okay, will someone have... Eventually they're going to run out.
Yes. But at that point, then they got to figure out what the identity is.
They nominate, or someone volunteers
Other people?
to perpetuate the Benevolent Order of Dennis Cheney Remembrance.
I think what happens is during the time that they're using me... That's so creepy saying this out loud. During the time that they're playing practical jokes with my ashes, there's going to be a brotherhood that forms.
Yes.
And there's going to be they're going to have governance, like a democratic order, because they're going to have to decide. And they're going to have to decide on the members. So essentially what I've done is I've created a long-term fraternity. So when I'm gone, it won't even matter. Because they'll look around and they'll be like,
right.
First of all, they'll use me for one big thing. You know, they'll throw me in the face of I don't know. They'll use me for one last thing, and then they'll just be like, well, we're not going to stop hanging out.
That was sick.
Yeah. They'll figure out other things to do. Maybe they'll just do other practical jokes.
Yeah, okay. That's legit. I did tell my mom one time that I wanted to be cremated and then made into soap and given out as stocking stuffers.
Do you tell them? Or do you just let them use you?
Well,
I keep saying, dude,
I will be
is so
dead.
creepy. The use me thing is so creepy.
Use me, use my body. Oh, here's something. I learned at Thanksgiving, the people who were hosting told me an interesting story about this cancer research. Cancer research doctor. There's a book called Mary Kay's Dr. Mary's Monkey, I think. This lady discovered that she was researching cancer in the 60s in Louisiana and figured out that the polio vaccine was made from monkey intestines and it was possibly causing soft tissue cancers. There's this
took a turn, yes.
And then there was a big uptick in soft tissue cancers in the 80s and 90s. And then she died mysteriously with a stab wound, and then her left arm and bone were burned in a fire. They tried to set fire to They
tried to burn her.
But it was gone. And then they ask a guy who runs a crematorium what temperature. The guy who was telling me the story said he asked someone who runs a crematorium that they burn bodies at 2,300 degrees, but bones don't burn at that temperature, that they're ground up when you're cremated. So they don't actually burn your bones.
Who grinds them?
There's a machine. It's literally pulverizing machine, and so it's your ground up bones and ashes when you're cremated. The bones, they don't have a fire hot enough to turn bone into ashes.
Could you shrink me? Do they shrink?
I mean,
Can I be a little skeleton?
Maybe. I don't know. That was an interesting story.
That was a very interesting story. It was a long walk to the end, but I'm glad you did it.
Yeah.
Because that's fucking, they killed the woman.
Who exposed that supposedly the polio vaccine had given a bunch of people, I don't know what types of cancers those are. You just said soft tissue. I saved the book, so I'm going to look into that story, but yeah.
That's crazy. Dude, that's what like I said. Every day is conspiracy day on MKUsual.
Yeah. I mean, it's all tied together.
Let me do my will.
Lee Harvey Oswald was tied into that. It was
really?
Yeah.
How?
People who came up in like the JFK assassination were like, one of the persons were like, before he was involved with the JFK stuff, he was like transporting her research from one facility to another. And then like there was a bunch of details that I don't remember, but it was like tied into a lot of other conspiracies that were going on in the 60s and 70s. And then through the 80s and 90s was when what she was saying proved to be true.
Whoa.
She was also involved with a linear particle accelerator.
What?
There's only...
Dude, I love that we're going... Okay,
yeah,
keep going. Yes, what's a linear particle accelerator?
It's just like the CERN, except it's just a straight line.
Okay.
So in theory, it's just like a big laser.
It's a laser weapon.
It's a giant laser. There was one at... I can't remember what unit. It's somewhere in the South, like LSU or a big university in the South, and there was only one other one known at the time. I took a screenshot of the book, so we can find the details of all this stuff.
Oh yeah, this is... Yeah. Wow. Okay. Keep going off, Queen, because I did not. This came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Sorry.
And this is way more
conspiracy
drops. This is way more interesting than anything I had planned for this episode. I was just gonna make fun of your fake Aunt Cheryl and fucking like dick around with some stuff, and you're like, oh, by the way, this is why hanging out with this guy is the best. You never know.
Well, the person who told me at Thanksgiving was someone I had never met before. They're like, oh, what are you up to? Work? What else do you do? And then I was like, well, I started a podcast. And then one of my, I don't know what they are, cousin-in-law, I guess, my dad's girlfriend's kids. So they were like, oh, let me guess. It's about conspiracies. I'm like, well, actually, and I told them, it's MKUsual, and they're like, oh, ha, ha, ha. And then he hears this, and he's like, oh, well, actually, I just read this book. He tells me the whole story. And then that was all we talked about, me and this guy. And then we had dinner, and then I left.
It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
I love it.
But he was like so down to tell me the story. I was glad that I was not so fucking weird at dinner. Because that's like a meme. It's like me after 2 beers, and then it's just Alex Jones screaming in a camera. It's it was like that, except it was like polite and a polite conversation, and everyone was so like inclusive and nice.
That's some of the best people.
Yeah.
I'll do my will super fast so we can get to our astrology in this. Nick, I leave you. I, Dennis Cheney, I hope I don't die. There's a lot of death this episode. I don't know why. I, Dennis Cheney, being of sound mind and questionable character, hereby issue my last will and testament. To Nicholas Domini, I leave my linear particle accelerator.
You leave me your cancer research.
I leave you my cancer research.
Thanks, man. Some murder-suicide.
To my family, I leave my doll collection. To my ex-girlfriends, I leave my ashes for the Benevolent Society of Dennis Cheney Remembrance. Actually, no, I don't.
Can't trust.
I leave that to this guy, too.
Okay.
Start it.
He gave me a fucking job.
Yep. Okay, well, it's time for horoscopes.
Oh shit, mine's on my phone. I'm an idiot.
I have the app. Oh, but this app is super. Okay, well here, can you log in on this?
No, I don't know what it is.
Well, you just want to use that weird Indian site? Because I downloaded this app for you.
I didn't think that through.
What's this app called?
CoStar?
CoStar. We downloaded a Try Hard app. It even wants, this app even wants to know your...
That's for my mom's maiden name. My first pet's name.
That's what it started to feel like. It wanted to know like the time of my birth.
Yeah, it was like bank security questions.
Oh, you know what, Nick? Here, this has a feature. We're gonna do this different.
Okay.
We're gonna do this different. This has a feature where you can ask it questions.
Oh.
And it gives you responses based on your horoscope.
Okay.
So
actually,
shit, I can't do it for you. Dude, don't feel bad because you saved this show with that fucking cancer.
Let's just do the
research
astrology
shit.
king. Let's do the.
Okay. Well, can I ask the robot one question?
Yeah. You should do that for you.
Hey, is this what's a good question? Hey, will I fall in love this week?
Yeah, that's a good question.
All right, I'm going to ask the astrology robot if I'll fall in love. This thing knows everything about me. It says, you were born on May 28th. Transiting Venus, conjunct natal Mars in Capricorn. You ask, hey, will I fall in love this week? Yes, you will fall in love this week. What?
Okay.
With Venus conjunct in your gnarl Mars, love and desire are in alignment for 6 more days. Your mind is currently playing a transformative role in attracting love into your life, even if it disrupts your unusual approach to taking action. Oh, great. Remember, that's desirable today. It may not be desirable tomorrow, but taking emotional risk can lead to meaningful connections. Embrace the uncertainty and let love guide you. So apparently I'm going to have a fling.
That could turn into something substantial.
I'm down for a fling right now. I'm busy.
Yeah. Honestly, same. I'm not ready to unpack my soul to somebody.
No, I've done that too many. I haven't even repacked up my shit from the last time I unpacked my soul. My shit's just everywhere. I'm doing a podcast. You destroyed me, Becca.
You want to talk about it or?
No, I'm just kidding. No, I honestly, dude, I worry that I'm getting old, like I'm like low T or something. It just hasn't been a priority. I was telling someone this the other day. I was just like, I did that single show at the comedy club, and some chick like went through a friend and sent her number, and then was texting me, and I just never. I didn't ignore her at first on purpose. At first, I just missed the text, but then I was like, I really want.
I get that.
I really want to do this.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just too tired for love. Love is exhausting.
Yeah. Well, here's something like, I think Australia, they have like a very low divorce rate. They have very successful marriages, but
High spouse mysteriously gets eaten by spider rate though.
consumed by an orb weaver.
Low divorce, but a lot of people are just found in the kangaroo pit.
Drained of all their blood in a web. But their relationships start and then they like live together for 10 years before they get married. So like at the point they commit to marriage, they've already like smelled every fart that other person can produce. They've seen like all their neuroses and idiosyncrasies. And
But the research,
all the good things about it.
every
It's just a
research I've
theory.
ever seen says that's like the recipe for disaster.
Really?
I don't know what I've been reading, but I have always heard that the longer you're together before you get married and the more like you combine your lives and stuff, like living together, is that it's a recipe for divorce.
Interesting.
But that is, okay, so one of these things has to be true. Maybe Australia's just different. Or maybe it's the 10-year thing. Maybe there's a lot of people who don't make it through the 10 years.
Yeah.
I've done that. I lived with someone for a long ass, been with them for close to a decade, lived with them for most of that.
Interesting. I don't know. It was just really one article that I read like 9 years ago. So
That is interesting.
they may have figured out more stuff. Okay, I'll do mine,
Yeah, go ahead.
and then I can read yours too because I got it pulled up.
All right.
See, this is weird.
Nick
It
is,
always.
of course, a Leo.
I'm a big cat.
Hey, Daddy-o.
Meow. Monday to Friday, you should feel a boost to your confidence, strength, and courage. This is an excellent time for physical activities like exercise, manual labor, and competitive sports and business. I will be at the club during a sold-out weekend, busting my fucking ass all week. So that's gonna happen. That'll happen. Your extra warmth, charm, and charisma will benefit from personal relationships, especially intimate ones. Oh.
Woo-hoo.
Your sex drive will be strong, and others will find you more sexually attractive than normal. And
Your boys are bussing this week.
That's right. Low to slightly above low T this weekend.
There's other things about me that I feel like I feel good tea. Anyway, keep going.
Statistically average T.
What's the tea?
Saturday and Sunday bring mental alertness, quick thinking, adaptability, and curiosity. Your thinking, communications, and short distance travel become more significant. Expect more personal interaction in your neighborhood with siblings in school and online.
I don't like personal interaction in our neighborhood.
Yeah,
not this neighborhood.
I
want the interaction out there, not.
Jerry Groggins is gonna throw a stick in front of my bike.
Cartman is gonna freaking
ask me to help him build a shelter.
Bitch, yeah.
Common sense and sound reasoning ability are ideal for sharing ideas, making plans, buying and selling, negotiating, and meeting new people. So time to network, crush ass, and be a wage slave.
You're a freaking Chad this week.
Big Chad energy.
Big Chad energy. You're getting the babes. You're doing the business deals. You're looking good, it said.
Feeling good. Still slightly below average T. And seasonal depression on top of that. Okay, so Gemini, Monday to Friday. Dennis famously a Gemini.
Famously.
An abundance of assertiveness and initiative make this a great time for starting new projects. You can be very constructive and productive, but also highly creative. Physical activity is especially favored, like exercise, sport, sculpture, and dance.
Sculpture? Okay, keep going.
Increased sex appeal and charisma make this an excellent time for dating. You also have the courage to stand up for your rights and to protect loved ones against threats.
What? No, wait, what? I feel like these two combined, you're going to be threatened, and I'm going to have to rescue you.
Fuck, damn, yeah, you're right.
Stand up for my rights.
And protect loved ones against threats.
I'm such a glass. I don't know if I'm a glass empty glass. I feel like I'm actually an optimistic person, but like my anxiety levels are such where this is like the third week in a row where my horoscope, I'm like, all I hear are the bad things.
You're a bunch of
I'm
other
like,
great
am I
things.
being oppressed? Am I going to be oppressed this week? Okay, what's next?
And then Saturday and Sunday are ideal for socializing and dating because you should feel relaxed and friendly. Openness and honesty in sharing your feelings and affections can improve relationships with your partner and family. A new romance is possible with a loving, kind, and caring person. Pampering yourself and caring for loved ones would be rewarding, but you may struggle to get motivated for hard work. Conflict or harsh environments would also be especially stressful, but peace and comfort are more likely.
I won't say any names ever. I will be shocked. All my horoscope stuff saying I'm going to have a relationship this week. Shocked. If that happens, I will stand here, I will sit here before you next Sunday, and I will say that I might believe in horoscopes a little bit.
Okay. I mean, a relationship that's a pretty broad term.
Not a relationship.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
It's a broad term.
I needed to do something for the intro. That was it. I will come humbly. I'll come humbly back. Okay, let's draw our cards and get out of here.
Okay. I'll just cut those.
Start the week, baby. Wait, I have to draw that one?
You can draw whatever one you want.
Oh, here, this one fell out of the thin air. It was pride that turned angels into devils.
Interesting.
What's that from? Taylor Swift? Okay, I've got it.
Okay. Intuition is seeing with the soul.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Trust my gut. That's what I'm hearing there.
I think that's good advice. Thanks for being with us this week.
This was a fun week.
It was a fun week. I feel like we're hitting on more cylinders.
Yeah.
I feel like the show's coming together. The format right now is working.
We get a lot of good feedback in person. Thank you guys.
Yeah, I see our numbers. If you're gonna text us, we also see whether or not you clicked it. You gotta click.
Yeah.
I went from thankful to ingratitude is
Treason
against man. I went from gracious to ungracious so fast. We love you. Like us, follow, subscribe. More to come.
We're cooking. I don't.
Boom! What do we gotta do? What do we gotta do? Let's go relax.
We love you.